Hello children, today we are going to have information about the chapter Black Beauty. This chapter has been written by Anna Sewell. This is the first chapter of a much loved classic tale told from a horse's point of view. And in this chapter, the young horse Black Beauty tells us about his early life. Let's have some information about his author. Anna Sewell was born in 1820 and she died in 1878. She was an English novelist, known widely for her novel Black Beauty. It deals with the well-being of animals and giving kind lessons in kindness, sympathy and respect for others. Dear children, remember that this lesson, Black Beauty, is all about a smart black horse who narrates the story of his life in his own words. This extract is all about he started his carefree life as a colt. Okay, so let's start. What is it like to be a horse? I can tell you because I have been all in my life, and what a life it has been. The first thing I remember is the field where I was born. It had plenty of grass, a pond and trees for shade. There was a shed at one end and where we could stand when it was cold. Outside the fence lay more fields, a stream and our master's house. My mother's name was Duchess and she was a favorite of the master because of her sweet nature. Whenever she saw him, she would neigh and trot over to greet him. There were other mares and foals in the field as well. I ran and played with the other males. These foals were all older and bigger than me. Sometimes their play turned rough with lots of kicking and biting. Okay. One day my mother called me away from them. I hope you will grow up gentle and kind. She told me, I do not want you to bite or kick, even in play. You should always be good and do your work as well as you can. I never forgot this advice from my mother. Our master's name was Farmer Grey. He always had kind words and pets for all the horses. He was kind and fair to his workers as well. One of those workers was a boy named Dick. He was sometimes after Dick finished his work, he came into a field to pick berries. And sometimes that wasn't the only thing he did. Hey you! He yelled at us one day. I was grazing nearby with the other colts. We all looked up at the sound of his voice. One of the bigger colts took a step towards him. I could tell the colt that hopping and treat like the ones Farmer Grey often do. Go on, Dick shouted. I want to see you run. Then he threw a stick at the big colt. It hit him hard on the chest. The colt was so surprised that he snorted, whirled around and kicked up his heels. Then he galloped off towards the mares who were grazing at the other end of the field. That made the rest of us run too. Behind us, I heard Dick laughing loudly. After that, Dick often hurled sticks and stones at us to make us run. Once we understood his game, we stayed far enough away so he couldn't hit us. But once in a while, a stone would hit me and it hurt. None of us liked that boy very much. One day, Dick began his game as usual. But he didn't know that Farmer Grey was there in the next field. When our master saw what was going on, he rushed over and grabbed Dick by him. Bad boy, He scolded Dick sternly. I can tell this is not the first time you have chased the calls, but it will be the last time. You are fired. That was the last time we saw Dick. Other than Dick's visits, most of our days were quite quiet and pleasant.